So this is where it all ended a couple of days ago, and we have been for the last couple of days in this lovely little unit here at the Whanganui top 10. So we got in on Thursday night after a 53k day on the river, and geez, it was hard. So it was windy, it was raining, the tide just didn't turn, and the wind gusts were so strong at times that it was actually just catching the canoe and turning it to go back upstream. So it was quite a battle, but I'm pleased that we sort of pushed through that day, and we've been in here in unit number 1 for the last couple of days. So we're moving again today, so it would be day 62 of our Te Araroa through hike today. Going to move again today, and we're just going to try and get down as far as we can. So we walked yesterday into Whanganui, so we'll catch the bus back to where we walked to and then continue. So we could have like another 30-35k day, just sort of to get through to that next camp, which will set things up easier for the next day. So it's been really nice in here. This is one of those top 10s. Everything is meticulously clean. It's quite small, and it hasn't really been that busy, but there could be a lot more traffic coming through now, being it's now the weekend, so they could see a lot more coming in this afternoon. Yeah, I'm pleased that we're off the river. We had an amazing time on the river, but gee, I was so pleased to get out of that canoe a couple of nights ago, particularly after it was 2 back-to-back really big days. So it was good to be in here, and I think I finally stopped rocking about yesterday afternoon. So we don't have to carry much food now for the next section, so we've got shops along the way, so we'll sort of just keep resupplying as we go. We've got a bit of food that was sort of left over that were from the kayak, so we'll continue to carry that. Probably a bit heavier going out this morning than what I would have liked, but anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, so we'll get going now and get ready to go and catch this bus and get into town and get going on the next leg of this adventure. We were so excited about being able to take the Jury Hill elevator, and we get in here and it's closed. So now we have to walk up lots and lots and lots of steps. These are the steps that we have to do instead of the lovely elevator. We made it to the top, and there was a really lot of stairs, but how lovely is that? So right down to the end. I don't think you can see the holiday camp where we were, but we were down that way. And then on the other side of this building, you can actually see the sea. So I've decided that I actually really like Whanganui. So we came in and we walked into town yesterday from the holiday park, and it's a very different vibe in town yesterday to what it is today on the weekend. But gee, it was nice. So they look like they have made a huge effort just with all of the facades of the older buildings in the town centre. So it looks really tidy and clean and loved actually. Whereas some of these smaller towns that you go through, and I do understand that Whanganui is a city, just don't have the same amount of, I don't know, historical care taken of the historical buildings. So But Whanganui is lovely, I really like it. So anyway, we'll get going now. As I mentioned this morning, we have a huge day, so we've got over 30 k's on the road today, and it's now 10:30, so we'll be late tonight, but it was totally worth having the extra day in Whanganui yesterday. So
want to Anzac the key before we start?
So we're just walking along the road, and this lovely couple stopped and gave us some OSM bars and lots of encouragement for today. So Rob and George are very renowned TA trail angels that have been in the area for a long time, and we knew that, unfortunately, just the way that our plans were, that we were going to, not be able to have the opportunity to stay with them, but so to find them just along the road was absolutely incredible. So they gave us some lovely OSM bars. They keep in the back of their car for through hikers, but more importantly, lots and lots of words of encouragement. So that was pretty cool. Hey, Paul.
It was very really cool.
Anyway, we'll get on our way again. Well, we just went past the Presbyterians and the Presbyterian Cemetery, and now we've come to the Anglicans and the Anglican Cemetery. You can actually smell these roses, they are beautiful. Little tiny church. So we are going to try and get to Fidel now, which is, that's where we're going to stop for lunch. So we're probably about another 5 k's up the road, and I reckon we'll be there maybe just after 1 o'clock. Our friends Alistair and Kay just found us on the road and stopped and gave us a Magnum ice cream. So how lovely was that? So Alistair has day walked today from the top 10 up to Fidel, and then Kay has gone and picked him up and was taking him back to Whanganui. So they stopped, they knew that we were not that far behind, so they stopped at the service station and bought a couple of Magnums and delivered them to us roadside, which was so lovely. So this road is okay, it's pretty narrow, the shoulder's pretty narrow, but it's not that busy. It's pretty warm, but there is a lovely tail breeze, that tailwind that sort of just comes through every once in a while and sort of cools things down. So we'll keep going, and still a big day to go even after we reach Fidel. So I think after that we've probably got about another 20 k's to do before we get into camp. So big day today, but we'll just keep plodding away. Occasionally when we're road walking, we get these lovely patches of grassy verge. So somebody very kindly has been out and mowed the side of their verge, and gee, it makes life so much easier than trying to navigate a really narrow shoulder with traffic coming in both directions. So I'm always really happy when we find a little patch like this. Well, we have reached the state highway. We're going left here. We've got about 7 k's to do because of this detour to avoid the estuary crossing, which we can't do because of the tide. But Jesus, road looks busy. Thank God we are off State Highway 3. So this is the way that we need to go now. We're heading out towards the beach. Still looks like it's a sealed road, but definitely not as busy as State Highway 3. So It's about 4:30, 9 k's to go. Look at this lovely little community centre. So there's a board here for potluck tea and when crafts happening, and looks like they are trying to raise money for a defibrillator, so they have to be getting close by looking at that. And there's a little space here for items to share and a little book bar. I love these little communities. Anyway, Paul's up there somewhere, so we're very close now. So we are at the Koitiata campgrounds. Got in just after 6 o'clock, and we've had dinner and tents up and settled in now for a early night. So we ended up doing about 35 k's today because of that little divert that we did because of the estuary crossing. As it turns out, there's a couple of other TA campers in here tonight, and one of them said that he crossed about an hour before high tide, which is when we would have been going through had we taken that road, and it was only up to knee deep. So I'm not sure, but anyway, this is where we are tonight. So this is a little tidy, very tidy little camp in here. It was $10 per night for the two of us and $2 for nice hot showers. So there's a little kitchen area. Paul's making us hot chocolate. I think we've got some chocolate left over from the canoes. And here we are in here. So we met some northbound hikers today on the way into Whanganui when we were coming out. And they stayed here last night and they told us about this little spot here. So it's really sheltered. Not that I think we would have had much issue out there tonight, but this is a nice little spot because it's so close to all the facilities. So it was a long day today just because we had that later start. And it was sort of hot walking on the road, and the state highway wasn't necessarily that pleasant. But anyway, we got here and by the beach, so we'll have a day walking by the beach tomorrow and then into Bulls. So it was nice to see our trail angels today. So we had it's Ron, isn't it?
Sorry?
Ron the trail angel, Ron and George?
No, George and Rob.
Rob stopped us today and delivered us some OSM bars and some really kind words of encouragement. And then we saw Alistair and Kay along the way as well, and they delivered us ice cream. So yeah, so we've had a good day today. We actually stopped and talked to quite a few people today, which is it's lovely. So anyway, we'll get going now and check in again tomorrow.